Hello everyone, hello everyone, hello everyone. So this video is going to be about my 6+ years working and running an NGO. My NGO is Read for Life Barbados, and we focus on raising and maintaining the levels of literacy in participants to promote lifelong learning and the pursuit of knowledge. So Read for Life started after I'd written my book, and myself, along with two of my other friends, we decided to take the book on a book tour. The book, But Johnny Didn't Hear Me, was a book that we saw children respond to in the library and during reading hours, and we realized that there were no reading hours that were being provided for children in the National Library branches. And when we had discussions, positive discussions, when we had activities that surrounded our sessions, we realized that the children needed a space outside of school and outside of their home that allowed them to interact and learn and read. So Read for Life was born there. To my future self. Vision. Vision is important. And although I've given that wonderful introduction, let me go back because I need to tell the truth to my future self. The idea of me being involved in an NGO that I would have started actually began when my father owned an insurance company. And I am a businesswoman. I am business minded. I get very excited about functioning and following up and doing business. And when he had the insurance company, in my mind, my goal focused mind, I was like, great, train me, let me understand what's going on, and I'll run the company. This will be a generational business. And I was excited to get into the prospect of running and working in a business and having those responsibilities. As time went on, however, I was kind of pushed in, filing, you do this, this is what you can handle right now, and who knows whatever else was involved. The point is, I realized that I wasn't going to get to the point where in my mind I had envisioned the investment of my time to become. And so I then said to myself, well, I need to start a business. Now, where I was and the circumstances that surrounded me were not going to allow me to actually start a business and have a business function for myself. And so I went to plan B. Plan B was to start an NGO, because an NGO would allow me to step aside from immediately stepping into a sphere of the functioning business world, and I could still have or develop or try to experience those hard and soft skills associated with running a company, because basically that's still what it is, that's still how it functions. So let me just stop and talk about the circumstances, because every person is going to have role models, circumstances, issues, environments that in the end shape even what their vision needs to be, or what their vision currently is. I was on a trip. I went to Cubana, that is an interior community in the Amazon, in Guyana, which is part of South America. And I traveled there. It took like a day and a half to get there. But I traveled there, and I traveled into a community, and I did some readings with some children who were at one of the primary schools that the government had set up as an outpost. And I asked the children about what their professions, what their aspired professions would be. And in the town, the skill set was basically, you had a mechanic, you had a nurse, you had teachers, you had some guys who came by every week or so with DVDs on motorbikes, and they will sell them to the persons living in the village. And there were shopkeepers who would sell the fish or sell whatever products they're bringing in from the main town. And when I asked the children what they wanted to be, what profession they wanted to enter, their answers were all of the above, all that I just mentioned, all that they could see and well, were that's what their environment contained, and they were shaped by that. I will say that because we all have that natural bias, and we all need to know what those what our environment naturally shapes us to be, and plot and scheme and strategize to go around that if it is we want to experience something more. Okay, so let's get out of that rabbit hole. That covers vision. The other thing is you need people. So in my half pursuit of, oh wait, hold on a second, we can now start an NGO. Wow, I didn't expect to start Read for Life as it was, or join the other two to start Read for Life, but it then became the opportunity that was presented to me. So sure, let's go ahead. And my idea of a company is always involving people. Uh, I know a sole proprietorship is good for what it is in certain periods and certain times, but I love the experience of being able to work and manage with people. And when my two friends decided, this is it, let's get this done, it was wonderful. Look at this opportunity that we can do to work together. Internally, you need to have that. So that is what I had in my first couple years. Future Jillian. My next thing was to track the hard and the soft skills that I would be able to gather, garnish, and experience from working in this NGO. So what I would consider the hard skills were reporting, taking attendance, making sure the records as it relates to every part of the NGO were right, just drafting them, sitting down, letting them sit down just in case they were needed, so I was ready. Actually organizing events, uh, with stakeholders, with partners, going out and prepping spaces, actually rolling out a model of what the vision looks like. So my hard skills, my journeys throughout the communities, that's what I did, and I developed those. And the soft skills that came along were communication and being able to relate to people and understanding that the impact is what drives the NGO, and it's really just a series of relationships. So my hard skills of making sure that our finances were accounted for so that our funders could know where the money was going and that we were not getting ripped off by companies when we paid for things, coupled with building relationships, not just so you get discounts, but building relationships so that the impact of what is said, you have key partners in the future vision of where Read for Life is going and has gone. And I have found that appreciating the soft skills has given me exactly that, what I had way back when said I want to get into business. Starting an NGO, running an NGO, and continuing in the NGO has helped me to build those soft skills and practice them. And I'm happy that I've been on the experience, that I have taken up the post, and that I push and continue to. And working together with people, because it's a core team. Read for Life is a core team of 3, but then we spread out and we have other delegated responsibilities, other rungs of volunteers. It goes further out. Many more people make Read for Life happen, but my experience with Read for Life has been that. I think that's going to be part 1. I think we'll follow with a few more things, but so far that's the experience I have enjoyed with Read for Life. Yes. So part 2 to come.